Now, ever since the debut of Meghan Markle's trailer for Netflix called With Love Meghan that debuted back in January, she's been getting a lot of backlash, a lot of pushback, and rightfully so, by the way, because of how insufferable she truly is, how much of she really is a needy, greedy individual that is very self-absorbed, and we already know that there's a lot of drama going on right now between herself and Pamela Anderson's cooking show called Pamela's Cooking with Love, and there's been a lot of things going on internally between Netflix and Pamela Anderson and her entire team handling her cooking show and everything else going on with the Food Network. We have a lot to discuss here, so let's get into it. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that we already know that she is getting very defensive when it comes to her series that's getting endless backlash. She's going into damage control mode. She also demanded the Netflix executives to take action by really just replacing all of the deleted footage that they actually got rid of. There's a lot of drama going on over at Netflix, both internally and of course in the public eye, and it's just the beginning. However, when it comes down to Pamela Anderson's show, we know that Pamela Anderson is not too happy at all based on what Meghan Markle copied off of her show. Not just the title itself, you know, Pamela's Cooking with Love Meghan, but also the key elements of the show, frame by frame, and even copied elements of dialogue. However, this is where it really begins to erupt between Meghan Markle and Pamela Anderson, since now the board of directors over at Netflix are beginning to rapidly lose any trust that they once had with, of course, Meghan Markle. Now, with the Meghan Markle and Pamela Anderson drama now beginning to blow up and go viral, there has been much internal studio drama happening over at Netflix, where Meghan Markle recently got in serious trouble with the Netflix board of directors and even attacked Pamela Anderson in an unexpected way. After Pamela already accused Meghan Markle of copying and stealing the ideas of her show, Pamela's Cooking with Love, behind the scenes, it turns out that the Netflix board of directors were completely unaware about what Meghan did during reshoots toward the tail end of 2024, where she instructed her creative team to take elements from Pamela's cooking show and even convinced the board that the name With Love in the title of her show would attract new customers to Netflix. Already, an emergency meeting was placed by the board that also included Meghan Markle, where multiple moments of outrage took place to the point that Meghan Markle, get this, labeled Pamela Anderson as a liar and an attention seeker. Meghan Markle even went as far to say to the board during an investigation about Meghan's show copying Pamela's, where Meghan claimed that Pamela stole the title of her show during the pre-production phase of With Love Meghan. Now, this is obviously untrue, since Pamela's title for her show was in existence well before pre-production took place for Meghan's Netflix series. Then the Netflix board has since lost a ton of trust with Meghan Markle, especially after name-calling Pamela Anderson as an attention seeker and a fraud. Meghan Markle claimed to the Netflix executives that Pamela's claims about Meghan stealing the concept of her show is fraudulent behavior that needs to be addressed. Now, Pamela is said to be fully aware about Meghan Markle's outrage with Pamela for calling her out internally, and Pamela is trying to play things out professionally, both behind the scenes and in the public eye, about the two cooking shows and what Meghan Markle recently did. Now, shockingly, the board of directors right now is frightened after what they actually found, after they found very detailed evidence that Meghan did indeed copy Pamela's show, starting first with the title. Now, the emergency meeting that took place between the board, the executives, Meghan Markle, and even the CEO did not go well at all, where Meghan Markle did nothing but name-call Pamela Anderson as a fraud, attention seeker, and a liar. So guys, again, let me just say one thing about that. The fact that we have Meghan Markle name-calling Pamela Anderson internally over at Netflix as a fraud, as an attention seeker, as a liar, I think that is all projection. It is obvious projection, because that is the definition or the best way to describe Meghan Markle herself: a fraud, attention seeker, and a liar. That is literally Meghan Markle. And Pamela Anderson is quite the opposite when it comes to her show, Pamela's Cooking with Love, which was in development and was all, put together for the marketing campaign well before the marketing campaign began for Meghan Markle's show. So there's a lot of things going on right now, and this is going to escalate, alright? I can guarantee you all that this is all going to escalate once this thing debuts on March 4th, and just a couple of days from now, you're going to see a lot of things erupt between the Food Network, between Pamela Anderson, Netflix, Greg Peters, the CEO over at Netflix, and the board of directors there. It's going to be quite a show, to be honest, and I think it's going to get really ugly very fast. However, one thing is for certain when it comes to Meghan Markle is that she always tries her very best to really kind of make others seem like they are the ones lying, or that they are the ones that are fraudulent in nature, and that is just typical Meghan Markle behavior. She likes to really project, either inadvertently or on purpose, who knows, but she is projecting there, there's no doubt about that. One thing is for certain, though, about this show with Love Meghan is that it is an obvious copy and paste scenario of Pamela's Cooking with Love, alright? Now, we already have a lot of naysayers out there right now about Pamela Anderson's show getting copied by Meghan Markle. We have some naysayers out there. That is to be expected. But when you look at the evidence, when you look at everything going on right now in studio between Netflix and between the board of directors losing a lot of trust within Meghan Markle, she basically duped the Netflix board of directors, including the executives, about how that show is supposed to be made and what it should be called. Now, things are about to actually get ugly behind the scenes and in the public eye. The final test screening recently took place for With Love Meghan. We have a lot to discuss about that. And already some screeners saw a shocking resemblance to Pamela's cooking show, especially for episode 8, and the Netflix executives are now scrambling to make some quick edits to the show. However, reportedly, there is just an overwhelming amount of footage that copied Pamela's show frame by frame, including dialogue. Netflix CEO Greg Peters is also calling for a deeper investigation into Meghan Markle and the creatives that convinced the Netflix higher-ups to indirectly copy Pamela's show. So again, there is another prime example of Meghan Markle duping Netflix into basically copying Pamela Anderson's show. You would think that Netflix would have done the proper research, that, maybe there is another show out there that has a title called, With Love or something like that. Or is a show that's very similar frame by frame. They failed to do the research and they just went by Meghan Markle's word to do the show as is. And now they're basically caught in a catch-22 situation. They really can't do much of anything at this point because the footage is so overwhelming. There is so much that is copying from, Pamela Anderson's show, Pamela's Cooking with Love. This is going to be something that I think Netflix cannot escape. So overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about all of this below in the comments. Anything ranging from Pamela's cooking show, which just debuted, to Meghan Markle's cooking show and her lifestyle show, whatever you want to call it, With Love Meghan, debuting on March 4th, and everything going on between herself and the Netflix executives, the board now losing a lot of trust within her. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.